This is Kumasi, the capital of the Ashanti region. And culture is at the apex of everything they do. But football is really a passion of the people here. It's Asante Kotoko who play at this venue, the ancestral home. And this is how they made their way to the Barbayara Sports Stadium as they come up against Karela. Kotoko, after their exit from the CAF Confederation Cup, are eager to impress. For Karela, they came all the way from Tamale, and they are here to show Kotoko, according to their fans and their head coach. It's a big one. It's match day 8 of the Ghana Premier League, and we are wrapping up here at the Barbayara Sports Stadium. It is Asante Kotoko who are coming up against Karela United. Big game that we are looking forward to. For Asante Kotoko, they need to win this game at all costs because of their shock exit from the CAF Confederation Cup. They need to make amends, and this time they come domestic trying to prove a point. For Karela, they have had a good season under Nuruddin Amadou, a Premier League winner with Samatek. So it promises to be an interesting one. My name is Mutala Yakubu, and today I'm here with a very familiar face, a man who knows Kumasi inside out. I don't know whether to tell him as an Accra boy or a Kumasi boy, but he's Jeffrey Asari, a very known figure in our sports there. Now, Jeffrey, big one here, but before that, match day 8 has served us some good football.
Well, of course, I mean, match day 8. I mean, if you look at the games that have been played, if you were in Bechem, you saw what happened between Bechem and Nation. Very interesting end-to-end game. Unfortunately, a lot of chances were missed, were not converted. Then yesterday's game also. So it's been very exciting so far, and this will also add up to the quality of excitement we've
Of course, let's see if this would add to the excitement that we've already have. But Dewa say don't just watch the game, they have a message for you. They say end your day like a champion with Dewa 5:39 direct. Wind down with a win at 7 p.m. with numbers 1 to 39. The odds are stacked in your favor. All you need to do is multiply your stake with 5 Ghana CDA and above by a jaw dropping 5,000. Now direct 4 and 50,000 on direct 5 when all your numbers match the draw result. Play now and watch your mobile wallet fill up with winnings. All you need to do is dial *446# or visit dewanla.com to play now. You can also follow the Ghana Premier League on all our socials so you don't miss a thing. On Instagram, it is Ghana League _ and on X and also on Snapchat, it is Ghana League. Then on TikTok, YouTube, and of course Facebook, it is Ghana Premier League. You can get all the updates, all the goals, and the trails there. Let's take a quick breather. When we return, there's more to discuss.
I want to watch the match.
Welcome back from that break. You're still watching the Ghana Premier League live on TV3 and on Nia TV. It's match day 8 here at the Babayara Sports Stadium, Asante Kotoko, coming up against Karela. But next week, there's something special happening at the Accra Sports Stadium. The whole world will be watching that one. It is a big, big game.
In life, you do have to win every battle. Some battles are of equals. Every battle must be lost and won, even amongst equals. And the point shared could be gain or loss. Who wins the battle between Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko on matchday 9 of the Ghana Premier League? Hearts versus Kotoko, the battle lines have been drawn. The Ghana Premier League, it's more than 3 points.
The super clash, Heartful coming up against Asante Kotoko. Jeff, it doesn't get any bigger than this.
No, this is our biggest game on the calendar. This is the most electrifying game. This is a game where the fans want the bragging right as to who will win. You know, Kotoko have dominated the last 2 seasons until the top 4. Kotoko would like to go back again and make sure they prove a point.
Well, we will not jump the gun now. We'll focus on what is here. The next week, we turn our attention to the big one, the Super Clash. But yesterday, there was a game at the Hohoi Sports Stadium where Hohoi United came up against Mediema, who are on top of the table. Hohoi were hoping that they would pick 3 points at home, but it ended 1-1, proving how strong Mediema is.
Of course, after losing the game to Samantes and losing to Adriana home, there was the need for them to get a needed 3 points. But unfortunately, they met a very quality and tough side who dominated play. Kevin Nkrumah yesterday, Emmanuel Owusu, for instance, 3 wonderful drives for Emmanuel Owusu. Goalkeeper Kweku Musa had to make those 3 saves. And then Prince Owusu also had 3 shots, the goalkeeper saved it. Before the goal, Safiano's pass to Francis Odum led to the goal. And then the equalizer. The equalizer also came through the same Prince Owusu that sent a wonderful cross and Abdul Salam. So it was a wonderful and exciting game. And I think that the performance of the 2 teams, yielded the 1-1 results.
Of course, and there you have the goals. It was Odum that got the opener for Hohoi United before Salam, who was heavily criticized when they took on Samatex, also getting a goal for them finally.
Yeah, I think he's gradually getting himself into the game. Before the game against Samatex, he really was off. But yesterday, he played a bit deeper, and he was playing alongside Manuel Mate, and he played very, very well. And especially how he scored the goal, he had to jump Kwame before he headed the ball into the net, meeting the cross of Prince Owusu. So yesterday, he had a wonderful game.
Ibrahim Tanko there having a good season with Mediema so far. They are on top of the table. But let's go through the fixtures for match day 8. 2 games already played, and we are looking forward to the other games. They started on Friday where Bechem United actually drew goalless with Nations FC. Hohoi United also drawing 1-1 with Mediema. And today it's Asante Kotoko who are coming up against Karela. But other games have already started. 11 Wonders, who made a big announcement today after parting ways with Odate Lamte. J.E. Sapon is taking over the club, and they are also playing Adriana FC, with Dreams FC also coming up against Samatex. Then there's All Blacks against Heart of Lions, who are very strong at home. BBN Gold Stars back to the dance park, coming up against Young Apostles, with Baseke Holy Stars also taking on Accra Heart of Oak. And there's Brecum Chelsea against Vision FC. But we'll be discussing today's game. But before that, you know that FIFA annually gives money to member association to undertake a project, and that is called the FIFA Forward. And they've given a lot to the Ghana Football Association, who have done significantly well with this finance.
The Upper East has the potential to produce a lot more super talents and perhaps a lot more of Abedi Ayupeles if and only if we support our youth with first-class footballing infrastructure.
I'll be glad and propose that we should call it Ketokaku Wikobo Technical Center for Excellence and Development.
Welcome to Upper East Region, Winkogo to be precise, Ket ES Okreku Technical Center.
Ket Okreku Technical Center is one of a big relief to the people of Upper East and Mother Ghana. I say Mother Ghana because RTU have benefited this pitch before. by virtue of coming to play Tilly Awari Stars, the season just passed in an FA Cup fixture here.
Just a park, you know, a year standard. Me na me ma hada. But the first day I'm here, the builder, me who any because it's one of the best parker me so far.
As a community member and a coach of the community team, since we have started Coons up to Division 2, we've never had a pitch like this one.
Puma Drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
I want to watch the match.
Oh, even watches Ghana football these days.
Do you know Charles Taylor?
The president.
Charles the Terror Taylor. He terrorized defenses with his dribbles. Who know Dombote? He screamed around the stadium. Aside before the general lifting up trophies, Stephen Odo is orchestrating the game. The legends of yesterday, they have paved way for the heroes of today. Do you know the Ghana Premier League?
No, Dad.
It's our game. It's our pride. And you watch it now live every weekend from now on.
Catch the Ghana Premier League live this and every weekend.
It's match day. The rivalry, the history, the passion, the super clash. Harteville versus Asante Kotoko. Sunday, 9th November. Transport Stadium. Come witness the pride of Accra. Meet the power of Kumasi to battle for supremacy. Join the fan zone outside the stadium. Stage, sound, drinks, prices, and meet your favorite celebs, influencers, and football legends all live at the stadium. Pure energy. You want to be bored because there will be free Wi-Fi. The vibes don't stop. Camp chant, dance, and turn up with campus fans. This isn't just football. It's a festival. 2 giants, 1 nation, 1 game.
Welcome back from that break. Is the Ghana Premier League live on TV3 and on Ria TV, powered by Adisa Production Limited. And we are the Barbaira Sports Stadium for a big game where Asante Kotoko return to the domestic front. This time they are coming up against Karela United. And now Dewa has a message for you, and they say end your day like a champion with Dewa 539 Direct. Wind down with the win at 7 p.m. with numbers 1 to 39. The odds are stacked in your favor. Multiply your stake with 5 Ghana CD and above by a jaw-dropping 5,000 Direct 4 and 50,000 on Direct 5 when all your numbers match the draw results. Play now and watch your mobile wallet fill up with winnings. All you need to do is dial *446# or visit dewanla.com to win now. And you can also follow the Ghana Premier League so that you don't miss any of the action on all our socials. On Instagram, it is Ghana League _. On X, it is Ghana League. Then on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, it is Ghana Premier League. So here with Jeffrey Asare. Jeffrey, it promises to be a beautiful game for Asante Kotoko. No other result will please them more than a win.
Well, I mean, for Asante Kotoko and Coach Karim Zito, they know what the statement for today's game is a must win for the club. Based on what they went through in Africa, they know today is a must-win.
Well, it's a must-win game for Asante Kotoko, and their coach, that is Abdul Karim Zito, is starting life without their most prolific striker, Albert Amwa. But he says that will not be a problem today.
Plus, there's nothing after plus. We have to go all out, and then we use this game to pacify our supporters. We've not done well, conceding 5 goals. It wasn't a nice thing for a club like Asante Kotoko. So the only thing we do is we have to continue with our target of winning the league by winning this game, so that we pacify, we use it to play to our supporters that it's one of those things in football, and they should come to support us. For Amwa, I've forgotten about him. Now my mind is on those who are here and how are they going to do to help the club. So as I said before, I'm using what I have to get what I want. I don't want to think about Amwa. Amwa is dead so far as I'm concerned. No problem. We have a lot. That is why we register more than the number on the field, so that when this man is not there, because occasionally these things will happen. It will even come to a time, as I stand with you now, I don't feel well. You see, somebody will come and take over. So he not being there is not a problem. The problem is those who are going to take over should show a character that we will not miss him.
Karim Zito, I just got to know his name is even Kabute, which I didn't know. He says that, I mean, they are starting life without Albert Amwa, but it's not going to be a problem at all today.
It's your best player, losing your best player who have scored 2 goals this season for you, 2 best man of the match award. That is going to be a tall order, but they have to play without him.
So Asante Kotoko started with a 4-3-2-1 formation. The likes of Hubert Jewu are expected to dazzle in the midfield. And in the absence of Albert Amwa, it is Morfin Donzo who would be starting as the arrowhead for them. Big one to look forward to, especially players like Seth Kojo and Lord Amwa all starting. Peter Kwamidu would also have some responsibilities as to how Asante Kotoko will be scoring goals today. But for Nuruddin Amadou, who is a Premier League winner with Samatex and now the head coach of Karela, he's anticipating Kotoko will come all out in this game.
I'm anticipating a very difficult game because they need to put the smiles on the faces of their numerous players that they are on course for maybe the league title. So it's going to be a very difficult game. Football is not about one player. I think that they have other players who will replace him. So without him or with him, I think that they can still play. So if they were not, if they couldn't do with him, they wouldn't have sold him. So I think that without him or with him, they'll still be Kotoko. So no cause for alarm. They just have to be calm and play to tactical instructions. They should have belief in themselves, and they should just play and enjoy the game.
Nuruddin Amadou also setting up his team in the typical 4-4-2 formation with the likes of Faisal Gariba, Eric Kunedu Entry, Malik Abubakar all starting. Bless Ege, formerly of Golden Cake, is also in the lineup. So Karela are coming into this game with everything that they have. It's going to be a very, very interesting game with the way Karela have set up.
Very tight. I mean, you mentioned Faisal Gariba. He play 2 best man of the month games against Adriana and in Samate. He's a very intelligent, calm, and very robust defender. Good organizer, good at area balls. You have realized that Malik Abubakar and Ege are going to be in the midfield. So clearly, Karela will come into this game very robust, very aggressive, and their coach knows he's beaten Kotoko in King Faisal before, so he knows the atmosphere, he knows the dynamics and what it takes to play Asante Kotoko. It's going to be a very interesting game, and Kotoko always struggles to beat Karela here. Last season, 1-0. So I don't see mad, especially when Kotoko is coming psychologically from their trance against what? How they deal with this particular encounter is very important. And playing minus their best player, we wait to see what Donzo and Peter Amidu-Akwa will be able to display today in the absence of Albert Amwa.
Of course, and it's not going to be easy for a young player like Peter Akwa Amidu. Should the responsibility be on his shoulders?
This responsibility should be shared by, look, Hubert Jewu is a very creative and intelligent player. Seth Kwajo, brilliant. Adabo. So this responsibility should be shared by everybody. You see Saka Dauda coming after injury. Yes, he's a creative player. So the team should play as a unit, be very competitive, be very proactive, and then also make sure that they are not leaving anything to chance when it comes to 50-50 balls.
Okay, so it is time to do battle. The teams are in the tunnel, ready to come out. So I hand you over to our commentator, Benjamin Willie Graham. Enjoy the first 45 minutes.
It's a silver sky afternoon here, and welcome to the Kumasi Barbara Stadium. It's match day week. Is a match where you're looking into the performance of Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Karela United. A mixed bag of fortunes there for the condition, 33 degrees Celsius here. And so looking forward to this particular game from the beating heart of Kumasi, where the sun continues to smile on tradition. Is a moment where the spirit of greatness walks once more very tall here. And the mighty Kumasi Asante Kotoko fans are here, clad in their red and roaring with history. They are looking forward to see how they can dispatch Karela United, who are very much bold, determined, and fearless, and hope to seek some bit of glory in this particular value. So they're looking forward to this particular match once again. Kumasi Asante Kotoko being dragged out of the CAF Confederations Cup competition. And again, looking forward to turning attention to the Ghana Premier League. They're looking to see how best they can get almost all the momentum here. Karela United really having a very, very wonderful time in the Ghana Premier League, at least with the win against Bechem United. 2 goals they scored in that particular match. Week 7 was that. But then in week 8, they come here against Kumasi Asante Kotoko, a team that is returning to the Premier League, a team that is coming with some bit of smiles there. A huge disappointment for their fans after being dragged out of the CAF Confederations Cup. But then again, they have to put everything behind them. The man in the shot there, goalkeeper Mohamed Kamara, was not in Morocco, but currently in Ghana here, where he hopes to keep a clean sheet for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It remains to be seen how they will be able to get things going for them. It's week 8 of the Premier League once again, and the air is pretty much thick and promise some of the good football. The drums of Kumasi Asante Kotoko faithful continue to be calling here with the flags waving. The players stand poised on the edge of destiny. Now the big question is, will Kotoko Fire consume yet another challenge at home? And it will be Karela who definitely are looking to write a new song beneath the Kumasi sun. It's been one of the torrid moments there for Kotoko, having played 5 matches already in the Ghana Premier League. And not to talk about Karela, who've had some exciting moments with some interesting wins there. They look forward to see what they will be doing. Ringing at least 4 changes there by Coach Karim Zito. Out of the game, there is Albert Amwa, who's currently moved to Libyan side, Ali Benghazi. So Sadiq Saka Dauda steps in for him. And of course, you're also looking at the changes made there in Lord Ablo, who's staying very fit in midfield there. At the back of defensive changes there, Samba O'Neill is out of this game there. And so Mohamed Kamara is also starting today ahead of Aziz Dari. Some of the changes being made there with Patrick Asiedu and also coming in to play a part in this starting lineup there for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Karim Zito trying to go the 4-2-3-1 formation there for Kotoko. And he's a man who is pretty much looking to see how best he can change a lot of things there for Kotoko. At least picking up 4 caps after he took over from Kumasi Asante Kotoko's perspective. He's looking to see in the leagues what he'll be able to do for the club. And a lot of a talking point there, having to see Henry Kwame Ansu in the captain's armband. He's stepping in and making sure that at least he plays his part there with Abdul Fattah Mohamed, player who played his club football some time ago for Accra Hearts of Folk. Has moved on to Karela now as a captain for the side. Maxwell Hanson is the match referee there, and will be supported by Awati Bless Tachu and Kenneth Chinebua Kodia, and also having support to coming through from Ms. Bao Mohamed. For Karela, it's the same lineup, except to say that they've made one change. Dan Ladno, who sits out for Philip Adum after that impressive 2-0 win against Bechem United. And so they are saying that this is the match where they want to pick yet another point there. They've had very interesting wins against the Gianna Stars, Bechem and Mediema as well. And those matches, they picked up those wins were at home matches. And away from home, they've had to draw with Summertex, 11 Wonders, and of course, Brecum Chelsea. The only defeat coming through for Karela United is against Hoa United, which was an away match there. But this is an away game for them as well. But they are looking to seeing the faith in Nuruddin Amadou, who was once upon a time a Premier League winner and coach of the season with Summertex. And he's moved on to Karela, seeing how they will continue to play a part in the Ghana Premier League. Maxwell Hanson making sure that at least his charges are ready, and Kumasi Asante got once again in their red outfit there. And so they come in pretty much ready for this action. Well, there's going to be the Super Clash on the 9th of November, 4 p.m. It is at the Accra Sports Stadium next weekend. And Kumasi, Asante Kotoko, and Accra Hearts of Oak once again will be locking on to see exactly what they'll be able to bring on the table. But everything is pretty much in the fold there. Looking to see how the likes of Lord, Hilary, Adabo, Morphing, Doso starting up front there, Kwame. So looking forward to see exactly how the two teams will be coming in. And Kotoko have had to make a lot of changes once again. Kwame Poku is out, not starting. Morphing is up. So looking to see exactly how the likes of Peter Amiduakwa, Patrick Asiedu, all of them will come in. Hubert Jehu all starting in the match in Morocco. And so the whistles await. The story begins once again, and a beautiful game takes center stage. As we're here in Kumasi, it is the Grand Theatre of Passion, Pride and Power. And it's Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Karela United. Both sides coming in with a lot of a history. Kotoko in their red outfit, and Karela in all green, with a very lush green pitch here at the Babayara Sports Stadium, getting us really on the way. Kumasi Asante Kotoko domestic league football is back after that an impressive defeat there to that club of Morocco with a 6-1 aggregate scoreline as they exited the Confederations Cup. A return here to the Babayara Sports Stadium after that disappointing performance there. The fans will look to welcome them and see exactly how they'll be able to apply their trade. Hubert here, we're trying to get the ball straight up front for Joseph Abloh. Goes out for a throw-in. Very much indifferent start to the season there for Karela United with a win against Bechem. Very much important for them. Amidu Akwa with a long ball into the half of Karela. Couldn't quite get to the intended target. It's been a lot of working play there. That's coming through from these young players. It's going to be goalkeeper Daniel Afaju. He's been given a chance to see how best he'll be able to keep a clean sheet there. But in Morocco, surprisingly, Dari Aziz Aruna was the main goalkeeper after a red card which was shown to Mohamed Kamara. Pretty much back in the game there, but Samba O'Neill is on 2 yellow cards, so that's the reason you have Lord Hilary Adabu starting today. Bit of an interesting change there from Coach Zito, where he had to play Samba in midfield in that game against with that club. A lovely pass here. Couldn't quite pick it up there. Saka Dauda. And Fatao there, captain. Once upon a time, very impressive player for Hearts of Oak. And, one of the successful season, he had to change clubs there. Now moving straight down to Karela. Session one back by Kotoko. Serge Kojo stringing the passes together beautifully. Kotoko at their own half. Ansu searching forward on the far side, looking for the run of Amidu Akwa. Couldn't quite get to him. It's been 3 wins, 3 draw, and just a defeat there for Karela. Very impressive in the Premier League. Looking to see exactly how they'll be able to keep things going there. Lovely play there from Lord Amwa. Couldn't quite get to the intended target once again. It's going to be picked up beautifully here by Karela United as they try to run things themselves up. Fatao. Session one there, Philip Adam. Who comes in for Danlad Nuhu. Fatao here, trying to advertise one into the box there. Kamara comes out, punches it away. Well, the fans will give some of the applauded there for him. There's a lot of talking points about his anticipation in mid-air there. Mohamed Kamara, Guinean goalkeeper. Anton says that the legal challenge. Amidu Akwa looking to pick up some of the fight here up front. It's Darwin Morphine. Chewus press the ball, finds space, and not the best of control there from Saka Dauda. Well, 4 years ago, it was an interesting development there for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Well, they had a chance of playing Karela away from home, where the likes of Kwame Poku and Ibrahim Moro scored there for Kotoko. It's an interesting game. Kotoko really have had the opportunity of beating Karela again by 2-1 there, and lovely clearance coming through from the captain. Ansu there, timely it was. Needed to really come in very strong. playing a defensive line there with Joseph Ablo. Tau would have to advertise one into the 18-yard box of Kotoko. Has been cleared away. Only as far as Marfin in quite control. Sakadauda picks it up for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Now trying to pick again the attacking player up front. Marfin Donsu. Kotoko once again concede yet to foul there as the half of Karela United. And they've had the likes of Fabio Gama, the Brazilian, who scored a penalty against Karela back in the 2020-21 season, with the likes of Emmanuel Jamfi, who just moved on to the Junior Stars some seasons back. Kotoko really had an upper hand against Karela. They've had as many as 10 of those games played. Kotoko picking up 4 of the wins there. 9 goals scored twice. Karela have really beaten Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It did happen just last season. It was week 20 where the likes of Ibrahim Giwasu was able to score against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Morphin here, flag up on offside. Kotoko really need to find some of the pocket of spaces just behind the centre backs of Karela, trying to advertise some of the boss in there. There are lots of talking about the way Kumasi Asante Kotoko do play their football, don't they? They really want to make it a fortress here in Kumasi, but sometimes it hasn't really worked out to perfection. They had a goalless drawn game here against the Heart of Lions. Now they're trying to dictate the pace at the heart of our midfield. Town nearly had to go in for this one. Saka Dauda sends one in. Kotoko may have a chance, and they have it! What a strike! Absolutely thunderbolt! And Kumasi Asante Kotoko have opened the scoring here. What a time to score this one. Wow. Did you see that coming? I didn't, but Kumasi Asante Kotoko will be elated with this one. Oh, the fans are loving every bit of it. It's a lovely piece of work there. Quality control. And just quality goes in there. Kotoko really. Hubert Jehu with that score there. Beautiful, beautiful goal there from Hubert Jehu. It's Kotoko 1. Karela 0, just 7 minutes already on the clock there. And it's a yellow card maybe. We're given a respite there, but that was Ansu. That was Malik who was just brought down there. Malik Abubakar by captain for the side, Henry Kwame Ansu. I want to be talking point about that goal there from Hubert Joe. What a strike there. Quality strike from him. Well, they get to score here. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, having played 5 games already, and free kick taken into the box there. Ansu comes in with a header. Kotoko struggling to get the balls out. Sakadauda goes in and it's being brought down by Gideon Boateng. The two teams have happened to pick up drawn games there. Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And he had the likes of Mohamed Rashid on own go up to Mohamed there, scoring, and that match was played here in Kumasi back in the 2022-23 season. It was match day 32. And the other drawn game played, all of them coming in Kumasi as well. It was back in 2022 season, match day 22, where Thierry Itunga Bella scored. With a Kelvin under there, also scoring for Karela. So it also ended 1-1. Justice Blay also had a chance of scoring there for Kotoko against Karela. Really have been some troubled and difficult moment there for the side here in this game. Kumasi Asante Kotoko. 5th game in the Premier League, having to play some of the matches of perhaps having some games postponed. They have to come into this game looking forward to a win. At least try to move themselves on the Premier League log. Kotoko. Lord double. Wasn't able to control the ball well. Kotoko remain unbeaten in 4 matches, winning 2 and drawing 2 without just conceding a goal. Sitting 9th on the league table with 8 points, but have had to play some very important games there. Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Karela also coming in. The table has been a little bit of a shaky scenario there for the Porcupine Warriors. Up to Rahman Yaya, playing a huge play at the back for Karela, scored against Bachim. Just a goal there by Joe, separating the two sides. Kotoko 1, Karela 0. Shooting the ball neatly and simple at the back there. Alassane Ali, Karela, after conceding, they have taken the game straight to Kotoko. Under any pressure, putting the Porcupine Warriors back in their own half. Saka, ball whipped in beautifully there. Joseph Farmer also trying to work on a left full back for Kumasi Asante Kotoko today. Gideon here. Lovely play down set to the right hand side. Gideon once again spreading play and finds support. Not the best of crosses there from Philip Adom. But again, it's been the last 6 minutes or so. Karela have had to try to take a game straight to Kumasi Asante Kotoko after conceding. Talking once again has gone in terms of how Kumasi Asante Kotoko season would have to be without the likes of Albert Amwa, who scored 16 goals after 30 games last season. Amwa, Ali Benghazi, seeing his exploit and beginning to at least come for his signature, and they did that quite well. Seth Kojo in possession there for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Lovely piece of work there. Kotoko on the ascendancy here, trying to drag the ball back now. And the best of control there, had to pick that by Daniel Afaju. Kumasi Asante Kotoko beginning to again trying to see if they can get yet another goal. And Lord Amwa went in with a defensive header there, couldn't quite get to it. The last 6 head-to-head clashes between the two sides since May 2023. Both Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Karela have won 2 matches each. 2 ended in a draw. Karela have scored 5 goals in those games compared to Kotoko's 4. Reflecting how closely they are. Entry conceding a free kick there. Eric Entry Konedu. But this is the man, Saka Dauda, dragging the ball, and Joe with his thunderbolt there, giving Kotoko the lead. Again, they worked it out perfectly. Kumasi Asante Kotoko dragging into the left and cut back beautiful, and Joe just didn't lose touch over his eagle eye on that particular goal there. Lovely work there from Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Again, there's an injury concern there for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. We have a player there. The fans really have come in very much quiet, not disappointed for themselves after the team got out of the Confederations Cup. A lot of talking point after going down at home against with that club, the Accra Sports Stadium. There's a lot of talking about Kotoko's defensive priorities in that particular game, and then having to go away from home and again conceding as many as 5 goals there. The fans felt that Kotoko could have done better. Maybe they were not really into the game, perhaps. And then again, the announcement about Albert Amwa's departure there to Ali Club of Benghazi in Libya fueled a lot of criticism. how they had to handle the transfer. Kotoko faithfuls were looking for something of a steady ship there in terms of the departures. And that hasn't really been the story for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Faisal Gariba here for Karela. Back to goalkeeper Daniel Afaju, and again another best of clearance there from the goalkeeper. Well, the response that these teams will give to the fans will be integral to the Premier League campaign. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Gariba again advertising a bit of a long ball in, and Fain couldn't quite deal with it, and now it's going to be the turn of Karela trying to get himself. Kamara comes out, and you're looking for a penalty. Well, it's been given. Maxwell Hansen gives a penalty to Karela. Goalkeeper Kamara came out of his line. Well, there'll be a lot of a debate here as to whether the goalkeeper indeed committed a foul there. Maxwell Hansen has come in and he's already pointed to the spot kick there. This is it. Ansu was completely beaten. Kamara came out. Again, the question is, was there a deliberate touch on it, the attacking player? And there you have Konedu going to ground. Was there a touch there from Kamara before that? But Hansen has already pointed to the spot there. Penalty to Karela. Wow. It's a game we have here, don't we? I talked about how closely these two teams have matched in terms of performance and in terms of matches played. Neatly and very closely matched together. This is it. This is the moment where they'll be looking forward to see. Bless Ege would have to come in for this one there for Karela. Wow. I'll be waiting to see if Bless will be able to score here. Bless against Kamara. Bless! Oh, it is dispatched beautifully. Karela gets the equalizing goal. It's 1-0 after just 16 minutes. Conceding a penalty and failing to deal with it. It is Kumasi Asante Kotoko who have had to concede this one. Perfectly taken. Went to the right way though, but it was expertly dispatched home beautifully by Blessege there. Game on here. It's all square between Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Karela. Kojo again, looking to pick up Morrison. Morrison couldn't quite get to him. In the 2023-24 season, match day 3 game between Kotoko and Karela. Babaya scored 90+1 minutes goal to equalize after Evans Adumakuredu had scored for Karela. The 2022-23 season, Mohamed Rashid on goal and Abdul Mohamed scored in 75th minutes to make it 1-0. And then 2021-22 season, it was Mbela who scored, and then Kevin Ando also scored, making it 1-1. And those matches were played here at the Barbara Stadium. And now it is 1-1 between Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Karela just after 18 minutes. Karela are winless in their 5 visits here in Kumasi in the Premier League since the 2020-21 season. They've drawn 3 of those visits here and lost 2, scored 4 goals and conceding 6. One of the goals scored today by Blessege. Patrick Asiedu swings it to the far side. I think I get to a performance there of the Lord Amwa. Talking once again will be about how Kotoko sometimes have to give some balls away. The first time Asante Kotoko have conceded in the Premier League this season. There's a goal scored there by Blessege. Before this game, he had played 5 games and not conceded. So the scoreline really confirms what is happening at the moment here at the Barbara Stadium. Asiedu here picks up Dauda. Kotoko trying to find themselves in the box once again, trying to drag the ball back again. The Porcupine Warriors having to throw the ball. Since Patrick Asiedu sends one in. Marfin Bitin. Bonedu finds Blessege, the goal scorer. And now it's going to be Asante Kotoko having to pick up possession once again. Set Kojo. Amwa. Now again, it's going to be a wayward strike there from Sakadauda. Yeah, created the first goal there. Trying to make one for himself. Interesting. Each of Asante Kotoko's game played on the 2nd of November in the Ghana Premier League has always ended a 1-0 scoreline since 1999. We have picked up 2 wins, losing 1 and scoring 2, conceding 1. November 2nd, 2003, Great Olympics, Asante Kotoko played. Kotoko beat them by a goal to nil. It was match day 25. And then they also beat Liberty Professionals, now United, back in 2013. That was November 2nd. Kotoko won by a goal to nil. And then 2023 season, Asante Kotoko match day 8th game against Instructorman. In that game, and 1-0. Kotoko now would have to see if they can strike here. Oh! What a goal! This is marvelous! Ha! Amazing strike there, Asante Kotoko. What goals are they scoring today? Wow! Absolutely presumptuous. Did you see that? Did you see that? Lord Amwa dragging the ball back here. And then when the opportunity, it is Hubert Jehu again. 2 goals from Hubert Jehu. And all his goals are absolutely top draw. He gets applauded for his effort. He gets every applauded, Hubert Jehu. What a goal. Well, there's going to be a lot of talking points here. Kumasi Asante Kotoko now lead, restoring their lead here. It's 2-1 against Karela. Tell you what, Blessega scored against Kotoko in the final of the MTN FA Cup last season for golden kicks. Today's penalty marks his 4th this season, coming from the spot as well. Blessega, not surprised he scored. Morphine goes in here, but he's been beating. Well, they'll be looking forward to celebrating this particular goal there by Hubert Joe. Scored an incredible goal today. Very lovely piece of work there from him. It's going to be a foul here. And we on to here for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Centre back really struggling to keep momentum. And is able to get the ball back into the half of Karela. And Blessega goes in, has been brought down. The referee pushes for a free kick. We come to matches played on a Sunday here against Karela. Kumasi Asante Kotoko unbeaten in the 2020-21 season. Matches played, they have won 3 of them, and they've drawn 2 of those games and scored 5. Now they've scored 2 goals in the match being played in Sunday against Karela as well. Here comes in Tilari, a double. Odamwa here, Kotoko keeping possession, 60% of that going to them, and they move again. And the best of control there from Asante Kotoko. Oh, lovely pass now. Karela will have to go in for this one, but Kamara had to push it out for a corner kick. So great effort from Karela. Then with a chance to make it 2-2. The switch of play was quick and neat and simple. Good first time control. And Kamara didn't want to concede yet again from that angle, so he had to push it away. Patel here, corner kick dragged in, and Kotoko now to control. Sakadauda has been released here. Kumasi Asante Kotoko now going forward here. Joe, the 2-goal scorer, and now Morphine. Set Kojo, drop it down. Kumasi Asante Kotoko would have to get a third here, and it's been well dealt with. Good play there from goalkeeper Daniel Afajo. That should have been a third for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Lord Amwa. Total dominance here, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Tries the ball back to Hablo. And now comes in Patrick Asiru. Hubert Joe. Control of the play here, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, as they try to drag the game deep into the half of Karela as well. Seth Kojo best of pass there from Kojo, but Hubert does well to win it back for Kotoko. Amwe again advertising the shot, and again a full-time challenge goes against Miduakwa. Trying to go with a spectacular there, Peter Miduakwa. And again, Gariba had to dive in to block that. Here comes striker Morphine Donzo. Miduakwa drags it to Lord Armour. Trying to see if he can get it straight down to Adabo. Back to Lord Armour. Kojo. Kotoko now dragging the ball into the 18-yard box again for Karela to clear their lines. Possession back to Jeu. The Porcupine Warriors really having plenty of a possession right at the half of Karela. And it's going to be a very interesting foul there by Philip Adom on Patrick Asiedu. This is where there was an upper body strength there from Asiedu, one possession away from Adom. The last player to score against Karela was a penalty in the 64th minute. It was against, was actually Justice Blay, and Nuruddin Amadou not a happy man at all after seeing his side getting an equalizing goal through Blessager through the penalty, and now they're down. Again, Patrick Asiedu advertised a long throw into the box near post, but this time it's been collected there by Daniel Afaju. Half an hour gone already. It's Kotoko 2, Karela 1. Still back with possession in the Porcupine Warriors. Thanks of Albertamar really scoring against Karela 2 seasons ago. Last season really scored that goal there at Kotoko, a win away from home. Possession back to the Porcupine Warriors. The man in red trying to move, set, Kojo cuts in beautifully. Sakadauda dragging the ball again. Sakadauda couldn't quite get to Peter Miduakwa, and then Seth Kojo were just waiting to flash home tenor-board maybe. Adom, Fatau, Mohamed. And again, Kotoko have Hubert Joe dictating the pace in the heart of midfield. Also gives it away. There's a handball here against Stefan Wine is going to be penalized for that, according to Maxwell Hansen. Trying to see if that's going to be a yellow card, but he has to change his mind halfway through. A deliberate handball there by Asante Kotoko, Joseph Ablo. Fatau here. Chance goes in for a long drive. Kotoko and Karela really have played some interesting games. There are 15 matches played between the two sides. And Kotoko have really picked up 5 of those wins. And have scored 12 goals against Karela. Similar wins there for Karela as well. 5 of those they have won against Kotoko. They scored 13 goals, and 5 of those games have been a draw. And now the Porcupine Warriors trying to charge forward down. Miduakwa here. Peter Miduakwa. And now it's Asante Kotoko still keeping possession. Amidu Akwat trying to go with the Karela. He finds support. The header comes out. Oh, that's a great goal. And this time it is Seth Kojo. Makes it 3-1 for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. After all the effort, Kotoko are really dancing their way through in the first half. And they lead. And then there will be a lot of exciting signs there from the assistant coach. I tell you what, they're having a great day. Peter Midwakwa, look at that for a goal. Quality header there. Oh, they're really turning the screws really hard on Karela. With all the venom in them after the defeat to Widal Kotoko lashing Karela now at the Barbara Stadium. Seth Kojo makes it 3 here for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Well, they've been really dominant, haven't they? Absolutely dominant in this game, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And they have shown their prowess there, leading this particular setup of this game. 3-1 it is there against Karela. An injury concern that, so now trying to extend the unbeaten run in the last 5 games in the Premier League. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they will make it 3 wins, a 2 draw, and 3 goals. That is if they're able to keep the scoreline as it is currently. The last time they lost at home was match day 34 game last season against Vision FC. They lost that game to Vision. It wasn't a home game, it was an away game as well. And now they are emphatic where they are playing Kumasi Asante Kotoko and captain. And so really would have a difficult time trying to convince Max Johansson that he is not a culprit for this one. Karela really coming to this game very much unbeaten their last 3 games in the Premier League as well, having drawn with the Chelsea match day 5. So 11 wonders and beating Bechem United, really a good sign there for Karela, but at the moment they are down by 3 goals to 1 against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. A total of 25 goalkeepers actually have appeared on a clean sheet list in the Ghana Premier League this season. Kotoko do have an upload down, and already the yellow card is going to be given to him, the centre back. He's the first player to have his name taken. So, approaching the first half. Patel here advertising the long ball. Again! What a save there from Kamara. And again, the flag really had gone up there against him. That would have been another spectacular goal there from Blessege. Reflexes there from Kamara. Spot on there to save that ball from hitting the back of the net. 5 minutes to end the first half there. That's stoppage time. And Kotoko still maintain their lead here against Karela. And the foul there from the right back for Kumasi Asante Kotoko Lord Amwa. Two goalkeepers so far have kept 5 clean sheets in the Premier League. 3 have also kept 3 clean sheets. The likes of 13 goalkeepers have kept 2 clean sheets in the league. 7 goalkeepers have also kept 1 clean sheet. Mohamed Kamara and Dari Aziz Arun of Kumasi Asante Kotoko have kept 2 clean sheets so far, each after match day, 7 games in the Premier League. And then Abdul Ghani Mohammed and Daniel Afanju of Karela United have kept 2 clean sheets, each after match day 7 as well. A total of 7 players of Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Karela have scored 10 goals combined after match day 7 games. Les Ege making it 4 goals in the Premier League for Karela United after the penalty he scored today. Before that, he has scored 3 goals. And before he departed Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Albert Amwa had scored 2 goals in the Premier League. I do remember his goal against Bekum Chelsea. And Morphine will think of first to see if he can also get a goal here, the Guinean. He's trying to impose himself in again. Talked about performance, the Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Again, is going to be concerned when again Upload is already on the yellow card and concedes yet another infringement, and it has to be talked to by the referee, Marshall Hansen. Should be very careful. To be careful not to receive another yellow card. Fatal Mohammed with the ball in here. Gariba. And straight to Kamara. Picks it up beautifully. Sekadauda goes with a long drive again. He wants to perhaps get his name on the score sheet. Well, this is exactly the response the fans were hoping to get there from Kumasi Asante Kotoko after the CAF Confederations Cup disappointing exit. least be excited that they are able to put everything behind them to concentrate on the Ghana Premier League, and having shown what they're able to do there. And to be overwrought there by the seeming performance of Karela. Again, a charge for it again. Kumasi Asante Kotoko says that to be a legal tackle. And Kotoko would have to see if they can win back possession midway in the first half here. Possession one after Malik Abubakar was dispossessed of the ball there by Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Hubert Joe. Doing 2 minutes of additional time after the 45 minutes already elapsed, and Kotoko have Saka Dauda was just kudos down. And again, a worried situation there for coach Nuruddin Amadou, Premier League winner there with Summertex. Talk about the fans and the bench of Kotoko. They have a lot of players that can come in and change the narrative there. But even though they lead by 3 goals to 1, they will be watching with some of the caution, because they know that Karela can come in with something exciting and very strong in terms of their recovery. And a lot of fans who have enjoyed every bit of it. A lot of anxiety sometimes will be coming in there for Karela, because they're not too sure what the second half might be. This is just the first half and they're already down by 3 goals to 1, so it'll be thinking time for them as to how they're able to come back in the second half, pretty much to change every bit of the narrative here. Five players so far have scored goals each. Amid Wako Kotoko scored just a goal there. Malik Bakar Karela, who's also here, scored just a goal there. Zaidan Mohamed and Felix Motu and Abdul Rahman Yaya scored against Bechem. All of them are on a goal here in the Ghana Premier League. Joe. Kotoko beginning to throw the ball just around himself. Another best of switch of play there from Henry Antu. Just approaching the end of the 45 minutes and added time of 2 minutes. Gaiva here controls and mop things up beautifully at the back. Fatal Mohamed just losing possession. Hamidou Akwa. The foul here. He's responded pretty well there, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Well, they got home from Morocco with lots of gifts there for Karela. They have to start very early. They have to really redefine their moment in the Ghana Premier League. Kumasi Asante Kotoko might be a bit disappointing there from the CAF Confederations Cup. But again, they had to start with Hubert, 2 goals there. Blessed again with a penalty. But then what a goal again from Seth Kojo. It's the first 45 minutes there. But Kumasi Asante Kotoko making their intentions clear. And they've done so stupendously. And they are proving beyond a reasonable doubt against the supporters that they are in and they want to compete. Half time, Kotoko 3, Karela 1.
Comes out.
the first 45 minutes has ended here at the Barbara Sports Stadium, and Asante Kotoko are leading by 3 goals to 1. 2 goals from Hube Jehu and 1 from Seth Kwejo has given the Porcupines a lead, and I'm here with the assistant coach, Prince Yao Osu. Coach, first 45 minutes has been good for you. Would you come back to the second half with the same intensity, or you just see this game out knowing that you have a big one next weekend?
Yeah, I think we did a mistake in the first half. We had the first goal and we relaxed a little bit and they equalized. That's what was trying to put a little pressure on us. I don't think we're coming back here to relax again. We have to open up and make sure we get a lead well.
Well, let's see what happens in the second half. Thanks very much, Coach Prince Yaosu. I'll be joined by Kwesise, the assistant coach of Karela United. And now, Coach, I mean, it's not been a good first half for you. How do you plan on getting back into the game in the second half?
Yes, you can see we lost the midfield. So as we are in halftime, we are going back to prepare and put things together. You see different football.
Well, let's see what happens with the second half because your team is down by 3 goals to 1. It's not been an easy one for Karela at the moment because Kotoko are leading them. We take a quick break. When we return, I will be joined by Jeffrey Asari. So it's halftime here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, and Asante Kotoko are leading Karela by 3 goals to 1 in match day 8. This game would actually prepare them for a big clash coming in match day 9 because Kotoko will be traveling to face Hartlepool. But here, they are leading by 3 goals to 1. They have 45 minutes to wrap up all the 3 points. My name is Mutala Yakubu. It's still the Ghana Premier League on TV3 and on your TV. So here with Jeffrey Asari. It's been a splendid first half from Asante Kotoko. And already, Hubejewu looks like the most valuable player in today's game.
Well, that is what it takes when you have your best player gone in Alberta. Somebody must step in. And Hubejewu has stepped into the beautiful goal, the first goal for every time. Saka Dauda, brilliant cross to him. And then it was the blast. I mean, he's like a typical striker. His movement and sense of position and the finish was clinical. Then came the 2-3 minutes of blip because then you saw Egel now control the midfield together with Adom and then Zakaria. But in that course of that short spell led to goalkeeper Kamara making a mistake. For the goalkeeper, Henry Ansu was beating, open up your body. You don't go to the ground because 9 out of 10 you get it wrong. Penalty, Ege scored. But then check, Kwajo said, now started controlling the midfield.
Now let's look at the first goal, non-drop, just a deflected effort from Saka Dauda. I know a lot of players would want to control this and find their spot, but not Hubejewu. One touch, bank in the back of the net.
Clinical. He knew what he was doing, and he got the pass from, even though it was deflected for Saka. I mean, it was brilliant. The deflection also helped him anyway because he fell very well where he wanted and it just blasted.
Now, just when Asante Kotoko scored, they were pegged back after Kamara brought down the Karela player. Then Blessege stepped up to convert the penalty. When he stood behind the ball, there was no shade of doubt that he was going to convert. But what a mistake by Kamara.
That was what I'm saying. A goalkeeper of your state, you have the height, you have size. So open up your body, narrow the space. Don't go to the ground because you go to the ground out of 10, you get it wrong. But at the end of the day, it was a penalty. And Blessege picked his spot well and then planted the ball at the blind side of the goalkeeper.
Kamara did go to the right direction, but there was so much power behind the ball that he could not save. But that did not put Asante Kotoko off. Then they went on to get that second goal. If you think the first was a beautiful one, then the second goal, I don't know what words to use to describe it.
Awesome. But once again, you give Lord Amwa, I mean, he did all the job, you understand me? And then when the moment came, once again, this young, talented, brilliant player called Hubejewu just scored an awesome goal. And he stepped up as if, look, today's game as if Abetama does not even exist. That is what they are showcasing so far. But brilliant goal from Hubejewu.
Of course, it was a long-range effort. Goalkeeper Afaju could not do anything about this one. Lord Amoa, the provider. So there you have it, Hubejewu with that long-range strike, and that made it 2-1 for Asante Kotoko. I thought they were going to, go into the break with that 2-1 lead, but they didn't relent. They went on to get that all-important third goal, which seemed to have killed the confidence of the Karela team.
Of course, and once again...
And it came from Seth Kwejo?
Yes, Seth Kwejo, but all the way from Peter Midwapa, who was a bit quiet in the first 45 minutes, but that was a very good moment for him. And Seth Kwejo, that header, that was also brilliant. And I like the way Kotoko are playing, switching positions very well. Players quicking up their pace where it matters most, and then making sure that they are very clinical in front of you.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of headers being scored at this wonderful venue, and I can tell you that Seth Kwejo's header is one of the best I've seen. Not too much power in there, just picking his spot. That is intelligence.
And placing it where it's supposed to be at the back of the net. And goalkeeper Afaju, Daniel Afaju, in this game really has been confused. Look, from the first to the third goal, he didn't know what was hitting him.
It reminds me
the problem with the defense.
of that header that Robin Van Persie scored in the 2014 World Cup. Just picking your spot and making it beautiful there. But what has been lacking in the Karela team? They seem to have started very slowly, and they were shocked by Asante Kotoko.
You realize that when the match came to an end, the coach called Zakaria, because Zakaria Abdullahi has been very poor. He's not closing down very well. He's not making sure that he's quicker to the ball. So he's making Philip Adom and Malik Abubakar to struggle. And they are also not quick. Kotoko said Kwejo has been doing great work. Adabo has been sitting in very well and making sure Kwejo immediately get the ball. He has to locate Saka Dauda. He has to make sure that he finds Hubejewu and Peter Midwapa. And they'll be very quick in their transitional play. That's Asante Kotoko. So they've been Karela has been a bit sluggish, and they are not as quick Matches that I've watched them play, they are very quick in the midfield. They double out, they close down, don't give too much space. But this time, they were giving too much space. The Kotoko players have shown that they will punish you when they get the opportunity through the space that they've given to them.
Now, with Heart of Folk Insight next week, is this where Karim Zito should give some players some rest to ensure that they conserve energy for that big one?
Well, I mean,
because you are just 45 minutes away, leading by 3 goals to 1.
This is football. And so, well, after 70th minute going, when you are still leading 3-1 or 4-1, you can do that. But you can't take your leg off the gas now. It's too early. After from the 70th minute, you can do that when you know you are comfortable leading by 3 goals to 1 or 4-1. Then you can do that.
Of course, let's look at the statistics from the first half there. We have 4 goals actually scored. Kotoko scoring 3 and Karela scoring 1. 3 shots on target for the Porcupines and 2 for Karela with 3 shots on target, sorry. Shots is 3 for Kotoko and 2 for Karela. And shots on targets, 3 for Asante Kotoko, 1 for Karela. Ball possession, Asante Kotoko have dominated, having 60% as against Karela's 40, with 0 corners for Kotoko. But Karela have had 1 corner so far. 1 yellow card, which was flashed to Asante Kotoko, and they've committed 16 fouls, with Karela committing just 8, and no red card at the moment. But the most important statistics in football is the scoreline, and Asante Kotoko currently are leading by 3 goals to 1. Do Karela really stand a chance of coming back into this game from what you saw in the first half?
Unless they change their attitude, I see more commitment, aggression, and more passing. Look, Gideon Boateng is not getting the supply. Konedu is not getting the supply from the midfield. If that continues, I don't see them coming back.
Of course, and it's going to be a difficult one. But Blessege, I saw that Karela have done. He has impressed a bit with his runs behind the defense.
Yes, he's the only midfielder among Malik has been poor. I mean, look, Zachary Abdullah has been poor as well. Philip Adon has been poor. He's the only one that shows a certain spark and excitement when he picks up the ball. So until the other midfielders live up to expectation, the second half, especially when the second half commences, I think it's very difficult for them to come back.
Of course. And you talked about the fact that Kotoko will need to find the goals from midfield, and they are doing exactly just that. It looks like no Albert Samoa, no problem.
Well, yes, for now, at least it has shown. First 45 minutes has shown that, look, this is Asante Kotoko. When a top player, players step up and make sure they make the movement count, and that's what Hubert has done, that's what Seth Kwajo has done, and that's Asante Kotoko for you. So I think that they will continue in the second half, depending on whether the Karela comes strongly and better to make sure at least let's get a second goal and see how we push Kotoko to the limit.
Okay, and the player that got the goal for Karela seemed to be... we are being told that he's been substituted. That is Bless Ege. I mean, quite surprising.
But you might never know. Maybe he has a knock or an injury. But that is unfortunate if that happens, because he is the most brightest midfielder in the first 45 minutes.
What do you make of the partnership, Henry and Sue Ablo, with no Samba available?
Oh, so far, it has been good, but for the penalty. Because you know the penalty, he was beaten. He was beaten that forced the goalkeeper to come out and make the wrong judgment. But so far, so good. It has been quite good.
Of course, and there are so many players on the bench for Asante Kotoko. The likes of Dari Aziz, Haruna Francis Akwa, Samuel Tenedu, Babaya, Fuseni Zakaria, Adam Inusa, and Lord Listowell, Joseph Amwa, and Jordan Emisa. So Coach Karim Zito has a pool of talent that he can dip his hands in and call on them. I mean, the first 45 minutes was splendid for Asante Kotoko. You can envisage what Karela will do once the game starts.
They will expect to bounce back strongly. And they will try to push Kotoko to see whether they can get a goal. Because when they get a second goal, they will frustrate Asante Kotoko. There's a possibility that they might make mistake for them to get a third goal. So that is what they will expect to. So what Kotoko needs to do is to continue to make sure they could dominate the ball, retain possession, create spaces, exploit the gaps that will be in Karela, and see whether they will have an opportunity for a fourth goal.
Of course, and goalkeeper Daniel Afaju conceding 3 goals in the first 45 minutes. I mean, these are goals that you can barely blame him for.
No. I mean, as a centre-back today, I have not seen Gariba. He's from one of the best centre-backs today, but I have not seen Gariba at his best.
Well, let's see what happens. Kotoko are just 45 minutes away from grabbing a win after their exit from the CAF Confederation Cup. Second half insights and commentary. Benjamin Willie Graham will take charge of that.
Well, the Porcupine Warriors of Asante Kotoko strike back into their fortress. Well, spurred on by the voices of the Porcupine Tertiary, just like thunder from the heart of Ashanti. Really, their mission unfinished and their hunger unshaken. But for Karela United, they will not fade quietly into the red storm, because they've come with some bit of courage And they made some changes with Hearts brave enough to challenge for history, to silence the chant and steal of their script here at the Barbara Stadium. Interestingly, their coach coming out with some bit of a tweaking in the second half, ensuring that at least he keeps his team intact and he's not able to get Kumasi Asante Kotoko to keep punishing them with those exciting goals there. They had to score some very delicious goals. Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Well, Karela making some changes there. And so withdrawing Bless Ege for Zaidan Mohammed. And also having a Gideon Bwachi also being withdrawn for Hafiz Abdullahi. So these are the changes that have been made there by Coach Amadou Nuruddin to ensure at least he keeps his team still in the game after just the first half gone by where they conceded 3 goals. Ensure the second half will be well put together and ensure that they would have to come in and then get things done. Maxwell Hansen to do some interesting first half there with penalty given to Karela United. Well, so 45 minutes to remain. Time enough for redemption there for Karela. Well, time enough for heroes to be born for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Every pass now becomes a promise, with every tackle a heartbeat here at the Barbara Sports Stadium. Every goal a line in a game of football. Kumasi Asante Kotoko already lead with 3 goals to 1. Well, the second half really beginning where destiny, pride and power without to be pushing almost everybody back into the game as Kotoko stride forward again with them conceding or perhaps winning a free kick. Karela just again giving the balls away just in their own half. The man who was just introduced into the game there, Hafiz Abdullahi. Talk about the set piece opportunity given to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Patrick Asiedu and Saka Dauda just behind the ball there. Yellow card already been shown to Kotoko's Joseph Ablo. And here we are to skipping yellow card offense in the first 45 minutes. Quite interestingly, there they have this set piece to deal with it. Seth Kojo has scored a goal. The third goal for Kumasi Asante Kotoko joins the 3-0, which is going with training ground routine. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and just look at the way they just move in here. And so with a drive and goes wide. They're still trying to see if they can still score more goals. Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Odamwa commits a foul. Again, he was thinking the throw-in advantage was that of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And the advantage going out to Karela. Kumasi Asante Kotoko with that strike of Kwame Poko is just to pass the fitness test. Kotoko again on the charge as they move in there. Peter Miduakwa in there. Morfin raising to find space. Joe, 2-goal hero there for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And Dauda drops it down for Amwa. Again, another best of control there from Adabo. A little upper body strength now beginning to come in there. But the Kumasi Asante Kotoko to win the free kick here. Karela United, a team that was based in the Unasi, and there is a foul there on double. They're trying to keep the momentum neat and simple at the back to Kumasi Asante Kotoko with the likes of Ansu and Ablo. Amwa. He lost possession, but was able to pick it up again. Amwa. That's Dauda Saka. Just right in front of him. And double here. Kotoko, neat and simple. Drop the ball back and Stratton, just to mock themselves in the midfield. Ube Joe, the best of passes there from Ube Joe, but Karela again couldn't keep quite possession. And it's going to be Ablo. Goes back to Ansu. Amwa. goalkeeper Joe. And Saka just gets a return of the ball, but just out of play. To 2 minute touches on the ball there. Kumasi Asante Kotoko. On our delivery, Saka Dauda really couldn't quite get to the ball. So having difficulty there, keeping possession there, Karela. Kumasi Asante Kotoko remain unbeaten in their home games against teams based in the northern region since the 2021-22 season. I've had to pick up some interesting wins there against teams based in the northern region. I did indicate to you that Karela was a team initially based in the Nyinasi in the western region before there was a takeover of management, and so they had to move venue to Temale. That's where they're currently based, and Asake Holy Stars Karela moved to the former venue of Karela, and yet a foul here by Alassane Ali. Remember the Rio Tamale United, a very strong side. Sometimes they had to play RTU. They drew with them. They had to beat up Tamale City. Interestingly, it was just RTU and Tamale City. These two clubs were based in the northern side of Ghana. Again, a very painful injury to Ali again. Twice he's been fouled. 18 years ago, Kumasi Asante Kotoko lost the match day 24 home game against RTU. Ketsi Sulumana finds us 87th minute goal. And this match was played at the Robert Mensah Stadium in Cape Coast. In the 50th minute, Kotoko awarded a penalty, but player Emmanuel Osekufu missed it on a spot kick into the side post. That was right back in the 2007 Premier League season. Here comes Karela again as they push forward. Cornelio, the man who just got himself a penalty for the side. And possession once again back to the Porcupine Warriors. Well, that match where Kotoko lost to RTU in Cape Coast happened because then the Babayara Stadium at the time was being renovated for the 2008 African Cup of Nations that Ghana hosted. The reason Kotoko had to move their home venues to Cape Coast in the league period. And here comes the striker for Kotoko. Morfin finds Sakadauda going to far post, and still going to be a long way out for Kotoko to head home in the second. And Sakadauda looking to pick up possession once again for Kotoko. He does find space, and again Joe in control well, and Kotoko would win back possession and recovery. Very amazing set, Kojo. And Peter Amiduakwa. Amiduakwa again. Morfin trying to go with the left foot, and again it's been blocked. Kotoko again not done yet. Back in the half, Kojo. And this time the Porcupine Warriors having some interesting time, having plenty of possession in the half over Karela. And they concede a throw-in, Karela. And trying to get the fourth goal early, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So in this game, Kumasi Asante Kotoko parading Joseph Ablo and Lord Amor, as well as having Lord Hilary Adabo. So two players with the name Lord. Lord Hilaria Dabo on the ball now. Finds Joe. And here comes Lord Amwa. He finds space in set. Obeying Kotoko. Amiduakwa. And he concedes. He actually gets a corner kick for his effort. Peter Amiduakwa. I was able to assist in the third goal for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Now trying to make one for himself. Peter Midwakwa. By tertiary ever present at every match of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Intend to continue to give the support to the home side. Lord Amo here. Joe. Oh, lovely piece of work there. Again, losing possession back to Karela. Gaiba really was looking for a little bit of a push on him, and he was able to succeed. Again, the free kick advantage. It's a lovely piece of work there. It's going to be another work there for Karela as they charge forward into the Hava Kotoko. Trying to drag the ball back. Not the best of control here. Malik Abubakar, all of them in the take of Hes Fatal. Advertise a long ball into the box, and Kamara have to pick it up. Set the tone for counter-attack, and 3-1 scoreline here for Kotoko and Karela. There's 10 minutes gone in the second half. Karela really play 12 games against teams based in the Ashanti region. They've had to play with the likes of Akin Faisal and Nations FC as well in the Premier League since the 2020-2021 season. And Karela will have to give the ball away, and now Morfin Donsu in there. Heavy touch on the ball there. The striker simply, any time his runs well. Morfin Donzo. A lovely piece of pass there to the attacking player, at least for him to have gotten a goal for himself. Gariba here conceding a foul here, gets a yellow card. Faisal Gariba trying to explain himself there to Maxwell Hansen, who have none of that. And he went in heavily on Seth Kojo. Another substitution there coming through from Karela, and so Abdullahi Zakaria is being withdrawn, and in comes Felix Motu. Another substitution. Malik Abubakar has to be withdrawn for Mohamed Asigri Sulemana. Felix Motu also in, replacing Abdullahi Zakari. 4 changes so far made there by Karela as they try to find space. Motu charging forward, and has to be stopped in the struck there by Hubert Joe. Again, Kumasi Asante Kotoko just working pretty hard, very strong centre forward. Felix Motu. New centre back there for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Joseph Ablo. The decision there, Kotoko to withdraw. Joe scored 2 goals, and Samuel Tenedu would have to come in. These are the lovely and delicious goals there from Joe. First, spectacular. And the second was absolutely exciting. He's played his part there. Tenedu would have to come in to see what he can do. Like decision there by Coach Zito. Heriantu. Mohamed here for Karela here. Possession out of play. Karela have conceded in each of their last 7 away games against teams based in the Ashanti region, the Premier League. 9 goals in 7 games they have conceded. Just struggling to keep the ball away from the striker. Last season, Nations beat Karela by a goal to nil. That was match day 26. And Seth Kojo. Oh, lovely piece of work there. Morphin goes in, drags the ball back, and Kotoko can get a third, yeah! And they have Peter Amidu Aqua has made it 4 for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. But again, it was a hard work by striker Morphin Donsu, dragging it deep into the path of Peter Amidu Aqua. But Karela feel the flag should have gone up on our side. And already the 4th goal has been registered. He's assisted one, and he scored one for himself, Peter Amidu Aqua. But again, that was the pass there. Murphy Donso did well to get it. Amidu Aqua control well, and hit one past the centre-backs of Karela. This was the movement of Murphy Donso, where Karela felt that he might have moved pretty faster than they thought. And he was adjudged to be onside, but the question mark was, what did Amidu Aqua control the ball with his left arm? That's the big question Karela really are asking at the moment. But Maxwell Hansen has already signaled play to continue, and he has judged that to be a goal. But for Karela, they still will be asking questions as to whether there was indeed a control of the ball with the left arm of Peter Amidu Aqua, the goal scorer. But nothing changes at the moment. Scoreline reads Kotoko 4, Karela 1. They have really turned everything on Karela. Almost all the venom and the anger in them after the exit of the CAF Confederations Cup. Kotoko really not giving any breathing space at all to Karela, and leading them by 4 goals to 1 after 63 minutes of play. Towers ball in, gets a corner kick. Karela trying to see if they can get themselves back in the game. It's been very tough for them so far. Kotoko really have been resolute and dominating performance and coming in to ensure that at least they get a 3 points in this game. Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Suckling the ball back into the half of Kotoko, and then a shot comes out from Abdul Rahman Yaya, the centre back. For Tak Mohammed, advertised one, Kamara would have to collect. The problem there for Kamara, trying to indicate that there might be some bit of a pressure situation on the ball. Kamara hits one in, goes out. Asante Kotoko are unbeaten in their match day 8 home games in the Premier League since 1999. Joseph Pablo clears back to Kamara. Norfin Donsu beaten by Gariba. And Kotoko will have Peter Amidu Akwa. Now winning it back for the Porcupine Warriors. Amidu Akwa dragging on with the left. Amidu Akwa, and couldn't quite get to Sakadalda. Morto and Zaidan Mohammed keeping possession now for Karela. And he finds space. And the work of centre forwards. Ali. Konedu. Cut out beautifully there by Lord Amwa. And now Harry Ansu for Kotoko. Match day 8 games for Kotoko. They had to beat Mindstart by 4-0 back in 2003. They drew 1-0 with Power FC back in 2005. And they drew as well with Wafa 2014-2015 season. And continue with their win with Liberty Professional by beating them by 2-0 as well. Wasama United also were beating, and Seth Kojo again being brought down by 2 players. Some of them already down, picking up an injury. A bit of a stoppage here after 2 players went on each other. So they've been very much strong in their match day 8 home games. Marcia Asante Kotoko. Now they lead by 4-1 against Karela in a match day 8 game. The worrying situation there for Karela players. Kotoko have drawn 5 of their match day 8 home games and won 5 of those and scored 18 of those goals there, and conceding 5. There will be some tactical changes we made. Expect to see players in the game. Maybe Daxel Babayaya playing a part in this game. Again, there will be mini conferences, the tactical area to decide exactly what will be their decision. And Kamara would have to take some bit of information or news there from Baba Ayame, get a chance to play a part. Doesn't really look good there. doesn't really look good for Mohamed Asigri Sulemana. He was just introduced in the second half. Miduako here, but Fatah Mohamed would have to go in and recover quickly for Karela. Gariba quickly clears, but only as far as Asante Kotoko. Peter Miduako here, and Saka Dauda was supposed to have picked that one. Yeah, that's going to be a foul here, and oh Lord, Amwa nearly got penalized for that on the foul here against Konedu. A lot of powerful strength there by Abdul Rahman Yaya. Went so journey very short there for Sulemana, and Joseph Bequin comes in to replace him. Saka Dauda is also out, and might be replaced there by 23 shirted Adam Inusa. And also being withdrawn is Lord Hilary Adabo for Babayaya. One of the players with the name Lord has been withdrawn, Lord Hilary Adabo. And so Lord Amwa maintains, but the nimble-footed Babayaya played fucking Pfizer here in Kumasi gets the chance to contribute his part in the last 90 minutes or so of the game to be played for. So they may have some opportunities, and again you have this moment coming through for Karela with a goal. Oh, lovely. They have to pull one back here, and again it clearly tells you that they are not done yet. Well, so they currently are not done yet, Karela. They have scored. So 4-2 now, the scoreline. A lot of quick changes there in the setup there, Karela. They simply are still going to push Asante Kotoko, see if they can get some more goals in the game. Gariba here with a free kick. Inusa. Oh, not the best of pass there for Babayaya. And giving Karela yes opportunity to see if they can strike here. And Kamara once again just making a howl out of this one, conceding a corner kick. And the fans absolutely livid with that. That was a very feeble shot coming through from Zaidan Mohammed, but again, Kamara, not too sure what the plan was for him, whether to let it go or to pick it up. And a couple of times he's got some criticism there, Kamara. And Konedu with a near post header. it's not done yet. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, if the fans feel for the goal scored, they may want to end the performance here, but Karela really coming in very strong. Babayaya pushing it back to Lord Amwa, who's charging forward here on the right-hand side. And again, it just goes out to Gariba, who pushes it up for a throw-in. Here comes Babayaya. Lord Amwa goes back to Babayaya once again. Still trying to see if he may get a chance to get the balls into the box. Inusa. The last quarter of an hour to be played for here at the Babayara Stadium. Set Kojo. Ariantu finds space in Inusa, and again 4-2 the scoreline. 6 goals in this game, interestingly. And now Konedo will charge for it here for Karela. And Kotoko would have to find space to clear their lines. Gariba for Tak Mohammed here for Karela United. Now they seem to be dictating the pace. Even though they're down by 4 goals to 2, they seem to have some momentum in them. And this is more too. Patrick Asiedu. Kotoko really having to go through some difficult moment there. Babaya just giving the ball away. So the Porcupine Warriors are winless in their last 4 seasons. Match day 8 games in the Premier League. They've drawn 2 of those. Mr. Chairman beat them by a goal to nil back 2 seasons ago. And they drew 1-0 with Basake Holy Stars. And have conceded in 4 last 4 seasons. Kumasi Asante Kotoko have conceded in match day 8 games. 5 goals have conceded today. They have conceded 2, even though they've scored 4. Well, it's going to be a corner kick, and really the goalkeeper is a judge to have collected the ball out of the line. Outside the box, it was there in time. The player down. Yes, Philip Adom is the player who has to be taken care of, and the concern there for Karela. Karela really winless in each of their matchday 8 games in the Premier League since the 2020-2021 season. They've lost 3 of those games and on the verge of losing. Another one here. They've drawn 2, scored 3 goals. This time they have scored 2. They lost to 11 Wonders by 3 goals to 1 back in the 2020-21 season. And the man being taken off now is Philip Adom. A lot of matches played by Kumasi Asante Kotoko in the Premier League. First time they lost at home in the Premier League was 1999, and Morfing, the striker who assisted in the 4th goal for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Peter Midwaka to score. It's now being withdrawn now, and so for Jordan Emisa is going to replace him. Corner kick advantage now for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. I'm going to have Lord Amwa to take this one for the Porcupine Warriors. Going to be a right-footed one into the box there. He lifts one to near post for Tak Mohammed, heads it out. And Zaidan Mohammed also robotically trying to hit this one. Sedu has been collected beautifully by Daniel Faju. Clearly it was long way out, but Ali's had to try his luck from that range. Clearly indicating his intent there. Inusa wins possession back to Kotoko. Set Kojo leaves the ball forward. And it's being taken over there by Emisa. Jordan Emisa. Inusa and Emisa combining here. The last 10 minutes of the game here at the Barbara Stadium. The Porcupine Warriors lead by 4 goals to 2. Last season, Asante Kotoko was the match day 11 game against Nations FC by 2 goals to 0, and since then they have played 13 home games, spanning 1,170 minutes so far in the Premier League, and have won 11 of those, drawn 2, and scores 23 goals as well, and 22 fouls there for Kotoko against 16 for Karela. His introduction to the game really yielded some bit of fruit there. Felix Motu and put some bit of pressure on the centre backs of Asante Kotoko, the huge centre forward. Comes Yaya. And set Kojo again, having difficulties getting the balls away from the danger zone. Picked up by Fatah Mohammed for Karela. Looking to hit one into the box, and he's been bundled away from the ball, so Kotoko would have to take advantage of that and charge forward into the last 9 minutes of the game. Session of play to the right-hand side for Inusa to pick it up here. And comes Kotoko. He's looking for left-footed trickery here. Kabayaya. Inusa again. Kenedu. Well, interestingly, Karela is playing 10 because they exerted their substitution following the injury to Mohamed Asigri Sulemana. So they don't have the full strength at the moment because they have already exhausted all their substitution, Karela United. Very long time. Mohamed Asigri Sulemana was attached Lions receiving medical treatment, and in that instance his team had to lose his services. Well, again is Adum, who was out early on for Karela to play 10 men, is now coming back. Asigri is already back into the game already, and so as Adum, who was actually taking off a long period. Kotoko do have a player down, also needs to be attended to medically. And Amadou really feels that his team can come back into the game. Continue to drum home and show some support. Asante Kotoko, Porcupine Tertiary have been very supportive, and meanwhile, Crisis bundled down again. Maxwell Hansen judged that to be a free kick advantage to the Porcupine Warriors. And that was a foul there on Amidu Akaba Konedu. It's been a total of 348 home games for Asante Kotoko since 1999, and 230 of those matches they've picked up the win for Kotoko and lost 47 of those games. As many as 561 goals have been scored. That's against 225 they have conceded so far. And today, they have conceded 2 goals. First time Karela actually won an away game in the Premier League. It was about 4 years ago against the Bushon Dwarfs. The match they won by 2 goals to 1. Tenedu just wasn't able to keep the ball in play. Smith's made has 80 away games there for Karela in the Premier League. Losing 10 of those matches as well, but advertising along through into the box of Kumasi Asante Kotoko Karela. Motu was looking for Anson's call for a penalty. He was looking elsewhere there. We talked about the fact that his agility and upper body strength really has worked out perfectly for him in a game, and this is where he felt that Ansu brought him down well. Again, it was very, very soft in terms of the touches there for him to have gone down easily, and thinking he should be able to get a call there from Maxwell Hansen. The last 5 minutes of the game, and still Kotoko lead by 4 goals to 2. Here comes Inusa. Back to Inusa. The players are left-footed. Amwa advertised one to the far post. It's been headed down, that goes wide. Those who feel that Asante Kotoko can still do better. They will continue to spur the team on, push them to the limit. Trying to see if they will be able to win assembly for them, Asante Kotoko. Second half has been a little bit flat. The momentum hasn't really been there. Babaya, they'll pick the pieces out for Kotoko. Here comes Inusa. Left foot Inusa goes in. And Amwa, another ball into the box. It's been headed down. Kotoko will have to drop it down. And it's been dragged back. And Tenedu. It's a free kick now for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So that was it. Patrick Asiedu here. The opportunity now for Kumasi Asante Kotoko to see if at least they can score from the set piece. In most cases, they will have to drop it down for Henry Anto to the side. Itamidu Akwa is equally there to advertise some of the long-range shot there for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Well, that's kind of a decision to be made there, and how they do arrange themselves to have this free kick taken. It's a very interesting training ground routine, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And there you go again. And the wall had to do his job there. Nearly was going there. Peter Aminuaka felt that, well, it's going to be Asiedu. It's an interesting way of doing it. Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Karela played 88 away games in the Premier League since the 2020-21 season. Interestingly, 11 wins for them and 27 drawn games, and losing 50 of those 88 away games. Scored 57 goals as well. Asiedu's corner kick taken to the near post, and Fatal Mohammed drops it away for another corner kick advantage for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Down and cleared. Well, anytime Karela concede in an away match in the month of November in the Premier League. They don't win. And the last away team to prevent Asante Kotoko from scoring at home in the Premier League was that of Lions. It was a goalless drawn game, and Karela conceding very early and already. It was the end of the game. And so already looking into this game as a done deal there. 90 minutes already gone. She's awaiting the added time there for Maxwell Hansen. Okay, 5 minutes of additional time. And Kotoko do have a set Kojo down. Feel that there might be an extension of the elbow there. During 5 minutes of additional time, according to Maxwell Hansen. Worrying situation there. They're really working hard and see. We're going to see what they can do. Interesting wins there for Asante Kotoko, and of course the Hawk Point Tertiary have always enjoyed themselves, and especially when Kotoko is winning. It's always their party time, and you can see some bit of smiles on the faces of the fans as well. They lead by 4 goals to 2. At least there's a win there for Asante Kotoko, having conceded some interesting goals in their Confederations Cup campaign. The Porcupine Warriors have indicated that at least at home they are still pretty much into the Premier League, and they will continue to support and show their prowess there. The March of November matches there for Karela, and there you can see the Porcupine Tertiary. Asante Kotoko have kept 314 clean sheets out of 696 games since 1999. And Karela have got 60 clean sheets out of 177 games in the 2020-21 season. On 24 occasions, Kotoko have won the Ghana Premier League since 1958. Poor set piece taken there by Fatah Mohammed. And Kotoko charging forward again. And looking into the attacking play. Kotoko have to lose possession to Gariba. Finds over Karela. And now again they have to turn defense into attack. Kotoko again repel that. Babayaya. Here comes Asante Kotoko's Inusa. Babayaya. Tinedu. Kotoko still want to maintain their record as a team unbeaten in their home games against northern-based teams in the Premier League since the 2021-22 season. Miduako again. Very much integral to the Kotoko setup. And now they feel they should be able to score there, Kotoko, for a faith in the game. Unfortunately, Misa couldn't quite get to the ball. And so it's going to be a huge one there. And Kamara will have to pick this one here for Asante Kotoko. Yeah, so was approaching the end of the game here for Asante Kotoko. And the season really going out the way they have planned it, the Porcupine Warriors. Last time Karela lost in the Premier League this season was against Our United. This will remain their second defeat of the season so far after match day 8. Karela United. And for the Porcupine Warriors, they continue their charges there. And so Kumasi Asante Kotoko still remain unbeaten in their match day 8 home games in the Premier League since 1999. After coming out with the very sumptuous goals in the first half and the second half as well. For Karela United, they have conceded in each of their last 7 away games against teams based in the Ashanti region. And that continues, the second defeat of the season there for Karela United. They have tried their best to at least tame Kumasi Asante Kotoko, but just right after their defeat from the CAF Confederations Cup, the Porcupine Warriors really came prepared, and they really came to redeem themselves after that disappointing spell against Wydad Club of Morocco. They have actually shown that they are still back in the Premier League and still in contention for the Premier League title, the Porcupine Warriors. They've got goals from Jeu and Seth Kojo, as well as Peter Amiduakwa. But again, for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they will look at this as a very important win. They finished Kumasi Asante Kotoko for Karela United 2.
All over here at the Babayara Sports Stadium after 90 minutes of exciting football, Asante Kotoko have beaten Karela by 4 goals to 2, and I've been joined by the manager of Karela, Nuruddin Amadou. Coach, you said it was going to be a very tough one. Indeed, it lived up to expectation. The first half, you started pretty slowly. What accounted for that?
Yeah, that's very right. Even I asked why it was. We started very slowly, what the problem was, frankly, because I wasn't around for 1 or 2 reasons. But we started very slowly, and then we conceded quick goals, which were very unpardonable. And so we cannot adapt quickly to Kotoko's tactical game. And so I think that congrats to Kotoko, they were better side, but we need to work hard.
Yes, Kotoko scored first, then you got the equalizer. At that point, it looks like you were back in the game. Then that sublime goal from Hubert Jeu. Do you think goalkeeper Faju could have done anything about all the 4 goals that were scored?
No, not necessarily, because some of the goals were from a cutback. And if it's a cutback, it's the duty of the midfielders to support the back four when there is a cutback. Because the defenders, the centre backs definitely will be with the strikers in the box. But these people, they always came from behind to score. So it was not the fault of the goalkeeper, but maybe tactically we were not good in defending.
Well, let's see what happens. Thank you very much, Coach Nuruddin Amadou, and wish you the best in match day 9 because they will be coming up against Dreams FC. Now, we have the assistant coach of Asante Kotoko, Yao, also joining us. Coach, big win for you. You said that you were going to win big and you needed to win big to appease the fans. What do you make of your players' reaction after Confederation Cup exit?
Yeah, I think it didn't go well for us in Morocco. And to look at the talent that we have, I think in Ghana here we can do something. And we have to prove it out to the supporters that we can play at this level. And today the boys did the job and they did it very, very well.
Of course. And the goals that you scored, I mean, all the 4 goals were very good goals. I mean, is this something that you've been practicing in training for some time? Long-range efforts?
I think this week we changed our style of coaching. When we go, we just do the warm-up and they will come straight right to finishing. And the goals they score, they've been doing it. The header, all those things, we did it. And it showed up in the game.
Of course. Now, how important is this win? Because next week, it is the big one against Heart of Folk.
Yeah, I think I wanted to win this game. And then it will be a very good alarm for Heart of Folk to think about. It's not going to be easy. We are just wounded. And we want to prove something. Okay. That's what we're doing right now.
Final, are you beating Heart of Folk?
That one. It's my hotel.
Well, Coach doesn't want to commit himself at the moment. But the most valuable player in today's game, Seth Kojo, also getting a goal in this one. Now, Seth, how important is this victory to Asante Kotoko?
I think it's a massive win, and I mean, it will boost our morale because it has been our ambition to win this year's league. And this win will motivate us going to the Super Clash.
Yeah. And now take me through your goal. I mean, it was a beautifully planted header. Most players would want to cushion it for someone, but you pick your spot well. What was going through your mind when the ball came to you?
It's something we've practiced throughout the week at training. Yes, so it wasn't anything new to me and to the team.
Of course. And this win, next week you're playing Heart of Folk. How important is this win going into that game?
As I said earlier, it will boost our confidence and our morale going to the Super Clash.
Now, what do you have for the fans? Are you beating Heart of Folk?
We are assuring them they should come and support us, and we will not disappoint them.
Well, let's see what happens next week. It is the Super Clash, and Seth Kojo is a man who was adjudged the most valuable player in today's game. There he goes with the award. I mean, he scored 1, and we had a player like Hubeje who also scoring a double in that game. But I'm here with Jeffrey Asari. I mean, Jeff, it's ended pretty well for Asante Kotoko, 4 goals to 2, and Coach Yao says that they changed the coaching this week. And this win is a massive win for them going into that game against Haas.
Well, they've made a statement. And what is important is that players have stepped up. Hubert have stepped up. You saw Seth Kojo also stepping up. You saw Donzo's pass to Amidu Akwa stepping up. What it means is that they are ready for the big clash come next week.
Of course. And they scored 4 beautiful goals here. Nuruddin Amadou says that there was nothing they could do about all those goals.
Because the goals were not easy goals that they scored. They scored awesome goals, extraordinary goals. And that's a mark of a team that is wounded, want to prove a point. Like Seth Kojo said, the coaching have done a lot of work post the game against Wydad Athletic Casablanca. You realize that they are improving on the training techniques, especially the clinical finishing. And you've seen the type of goals they've scored from all angles, from right to left, and to the middle. So that shows you that they are gradually picking the pieces and improving on clinical finishing, which is a major problem for the club itself. This season, they've not scored much goals. You understand me?
Yeah.
They scored a goal against Chelsea. They scored 2 goals against BBN Gold Stars. You understand me? So it is good that they are improving, especially ahead of the Super Clash.
Of course.
It doesn't come better than that.
And it's next week where Asante Kotoko will be coming up against Heart of Folk in that Super Clash at the Accra Sports Stadium. And bet you it will be live on TV3 and on Nia TV, powered by Adisa Production Limited. But it's ended here. Asante Kotoko beating Karela by 4 goals to 2. And this is where we call it a wrap with our coverage. My name is Mutale Akubu. Thanks to Jeffrey Asari and to the entire Adisa Production Limited crew who made it possible to bring you this game. Let's meet next week when we come your way with a Super Clash plus other matches. Have a good evening.
Famous hearts of oak, we never say that. Hearts 11 is a mighty team.
Hearts versus Kotoko. The battle lines have been drawn. The Ghana Premier League. It's more than 3 points.
Kotoko and Hearts matches are very difficult. And then when I go to Asante Kotoko, my first match against Hasselpark, I think we played in Cape Coast. And in that match, we scored them 3-1. During the warm-up session and everything, I was a bit nervous because it's a match that all the Kotoko supporters want the team to win. So as a player, you'll be a bit nervous because, you know, if you lose going home to a place where you see all the fans are Kotoko supporters, where I was staying, my family, they are all supporting Kotoko, and then thinking that you are going to lose, you'll be a bit shaking because there will be much pressure on you. But I'll say the one that we scored here, me and Ameture scored them 2-0. I think Ahmed scored the first goal, and then I scored the second goal. And then my second one will be at Kumas, where Gaddafi Akufu scored that last-minute goal. I think that game was fantastic because the time that has equalized was almost at 90 minutes, and then getting that big shot to win the match wasn't easy. So it was a great feeling, and we enjoyed it very well.
Hearts versus Kotoko. The battle lines have been drawn. The Ghana Premier League. It's more than 3 points. In life, you do have to win every battle. Some battles are of equals. Every battle must be lost and won, even amongst equals. And the point shared could be gain or loss. Who wins the battle between Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko on matchday 9 of the Ghana Premier League? Hearts versus Kotoko. The battle lines have been drawn. The Ghana Premier League. It's more than 3 points.